stuff ready. It's been a wild week, and I didn't really know what to do. I have some ideas about these fishing stuff. I've got some videos I want to make. I got to wait on some of them for a certain reason, and I'll explain later why I have to wait on them. And I was like, man, well, I need to do a video, and I want to do one because of what happened. For like 2 days, like I said yesterday, I spent all day long fishing. I didn't have a chance to do a video on it, and I'm gonna do a video eventually, and it's gonna be quite a couple videos on it because there's some funny stuff in there. Well, anyways, there's something popped up, and I don't even have really good footage. And here's what happened. So I got a tournament this weekend, and you're gonna ask, like I know I do a lot of tournament stuff, man. Tournament and fishing is all the same. There's no difference. Okay, and what I mean by that is I learn more from tournament fishing than I do from actual just regular fishing when it comes to understanding things better over time. Now, in a day, I learn more from just messing around than I do from tournament fishing usually. But tournament fishing usually makes me realize things over time, and that's, to me, how guys learn more about fishing rather than just learning a specific thing on that day that helps you that day, right? That's great for that day, but to be consistent, it usually takes, I think tournament fishermen have a better understanding of that because we're always trying to go back and figure things out that's going to last over time and then bring that stuff back into existence to a degree. And that's what I tried to do. We have this tournament popping up, and it's at the end of the summer. Normally we have these tournaments and they're a little bit later on in the year, like by a couple weeks. Well, man, I just did a video. Okay, if y'all don't see, this is going to relate so much to this video. It was like summertime and wintertime and how they are a lot alike. It's like the dog days of summer, right? Well, this time, like right now, the dog days of summer are about to end, and there's about to be a fall transition. Now listen, that fall transition happens differently for everyone in every lake, but it's close, and we can tell the difference by cold fronts. Okay, so this is the exact moment. There's like a week or two in there where it's just like the springtime, right? That pre-spawn to spawn. There's like usually, sometimes it happens in a couple days, but usually there's a week or two in there where every year that's when it starts changing. Well, that's what's going on now on our lakes. It's changing right before our eyes. The difference is I don't see a lot of people on the lake. Like I went the other day, almost saw no one. I went yesterday, saw like 2. Like there's not as many people out there on the water, so it doesn't get looked on the same because, and I can't explain that. Like I just don't think as many guys fish right now, and it's just the springtime, fall time deal. But it's happening. So I get out on the lake the other day, and this happens to all of us guys. It just is. I was kind of jacked up. Like I was ready to go. I hadn't been on the water on my lake in a long time. Like about a month and a half, 2 months on this particular lake we're gonna have a tournament on. And I go, and I got my top water tied on, and I've got some things tied on, and I'm thinking about this shallow deal, like they're gonna start moving shallow. I know there's a bunch out there deep, but I know it's about to start happening shallow. So I go out there, and I catch a couple off in the morning time. No big ones, but even where I did it, I was looking for new stuff. Like I went and fished. I've been on this lake now for 12, 14 years, and I still go out there and look for like new ways to catch them. And that's what I did. Even for a tournament coming up, that's what I go and do. So I went out there, caught a couple in some places I've never caught them for. They weren't big. Would love to show you all the video on that. No footage. Don't have any footage on that. The reason I don't have any footage is because as the day progressed, and after like the first hour of that morning, I stopped getting bit. They weren't big ones, guys. Like we're talking maybe 2 out of the 4 were keepers. So we're talking 14 inches. Nothing in like, okay, I wasn't even worried about it. And then I started hitting my stuff. I started hitting things, and it was like, I could not get a bite. And it didn't feel like, I couldn't figure it out. And I kept going and going and going. I'm like, all right, well, let me try some deep stuff too. There's some deep stuff around here. Tried some deep stuff. Tried worming, tried cranking. I looked on my live scope. I didn't really see anything. Like, I didn't even see a bass. It was weird. Saw a lot of fish and a lot of bait and a lot of things. And I saw some smaller bass, but I never even saw one, like nothing like made sense. Couldn't get bit, hours. And I went to a section of the lake that not a lot of people fish. I saw 0 boats. I didn't see a single boat. That's where I kind of catch them sometimes. Nothing. And then, like, this is the weird part. So this is really confusing to me. So I just keep progressing through everything, and I look up, and all of a sudden, like, I throw up there, and I feel a tug. It's tugging, and I'm like, normally I'd shake it off. I got a tournament coming up. Normally, but I mean, I've gone hours. Like, I'm kind of thinking, I'm not going to come back up here. I'm just, this whole area, I don't get it. And it's cloudy, it's nice. I mean, it's like good fishing. Weather, I thought. Anyways, I set the hook. I'm like, dang, here you go. Like, here you go. If you don't think I wasn't trying a lot of different things, look at the front deck of that boat. Tell me I didn't even have it straight. I had them all laid out, and I was throwing everything all day long. Did not matter. All right, so I catch this big one, and I'm going, all right. I throw back out there, and I get another bite, and I was going, and I usually, a lot of these places I don't catch more than one, and I come back and it's just like half the tail. I'm like, okay, it's just taking them a while to get going. So I kind of leave there, fish around, and I start fishing these places hard. And I keep progressing. More spots, more areas. Fish shallow, no more bites. Okay, I'll fish that mid-range, nothing. I'll fish deep, nothing. Okay, I'll crank some more, nothing. Okay, I'll worm, I'll top water some more. I'll go back over areas where I thought that maybe it was a timing deal, nothing. Next thing I know, it's like 4 o'clock, and I've caught one fish that I counted. The other ones in the morning time, I'm not going back to those. Those were, they were random and no big deal. I caught one fish all day long. One. And tried to catch fish. Am I discouraged? No. And that's what this video is about. I don't get discouraged on what I think is right. I believe what I was doing was right. I can't tell you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you and do this video over what I think is right or what I messed up on or any of that. I don't think I messed up on anything. So the next day, I got to go shoot a show. Got to film a show. Andrew Upshaw asked me to film his show, Let's Fish TV. I said, yeah. You do know what time it is, though, Andrew. Like, you know what time of the year it is. This isn't the time where you see people asking off work to go fishing. No one in their right mind is like, hey, man, it's the end of summer. It's 100 degrees every day. Yeah, let's just go film a show and try to wreck on them. But I said, hey, man, let's go to this other lake. Let's go to Palestine. He's like, really? You think Palestine? I'm like, yeah, why not? He's like, are you catching them over there? I'm like, no, Andrew, I haven't been since last year. I've been a total of probably 6 to 7 times in my life over there. But I think I can catch them. Plus, it's got some boat docks. It's got some things around there. Man, it's hot. I don't know. Let's go see. So we roll over there. I'm not going to get into it because we're going to do all this later. Just put it this way. Wreck them. Wreck them. Doing the same thing. Having the same mindset. Fishing the exact same way. Doing everything like I thought I should catch them this way. And I did. It's the whole point of the video. I don't think what I did was wrong. The day before on another lake, I started watching shad. I started seeing them get high in the water column. I started seeing them move shallow, like dirt shallow, like 2 foot. I don't know if it's just started. I don't know if it's like the springtime where I hit it within a couple of days if they're doing that and those fish are transitioning up there and they're kind of hard to catch. In the springtime, when they do it, those fish are usually really easy to catch. Like you can usually catch them pretty quick and you can catch them like as soon as they get up there, they get right. I don't know if it's the same with these fish. I think it's different. I think. So I'm going again tomorrow. I have a day off today. I'm going one more practice day. I'm just going to a different part of the lake. It's going to be interesting what happens with this video. I don't know what's going to happen with it. I don't know if I'm going to crush on them by going to a different part of the lake. I think I am. I just think that that's all it was. I think it was just a part of the lake I was on. And that's what I'm saying is, this is why tournament fishing is better and helps you sometimes figure out fishing. I didn't learn much the other day, right? I didn't learn a lot during the day. I learned what not to do, and I learned some things. But then I go to another lake, and you're like, well, it was a different lake. I get it. But even there, the fish weren't acting like summertime fish. It seemed like they were kind of getting that fall pattern. I think it's still happening right now. I just went to the wrong part of the lake, and that can happen. Lakes are giant, and what I've seen is certain sections of the lake always act differently. Big time. Every lake I've ever been a part of. So a lot of times you all might try to change your strategy about how you fish. I don't really care about stuff like that. I'm not going to change my strategy so much. I'm just going to change where I'm at and what part of the lake I'm at and find that area to fish. Will it work out? Time will only tell, but I'm definitely going to go do it. This video is about that. This video is about, man, trust your instincts. Trust some of that stuff. It might not pay off today. And some of you guys might be like, hey, I only get one day a week to go fishing. You know, I get it. I don't think I could have changed anything to catch more fish, right? I couldn't have gone, and I tried to do a bunch of stuff. I tried to go shallow, deep, and do all these things. I think I was in the wrong part of the lake. Now I'm gonna go fish a different part of the lake tomorrow. Will I have that on video? Hopefully. Like I said, I wish I could have had all this other stuff on video to show y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I got home, I kept this one clip because I caught a big one, and then I erased everything else because I was like, what am I gonna do with all this? What am I gonna do with a whole bunch of non-catching footage? And it's funny too, because a guy once told me he wanted me to go fish these lakes and make a video on these tough lakes. And I was like, hey man, some of these lakes are tough for going on. It just doesn't look tough because we catch them. Like that's the whole goal, right? We are catching them on tough lakes where it is hard fishing conditions and stuff. But if I showed you a video of yesterday, you'd probably turn it off in about the first minute because it would just be a whole bunch of nothing, right? I mean, it happens to us all, and that's all right. My practice days aren't really sometimes for that. Like sometimes it's not necessarily eliminating water, but I gave myself 2 practice days just because I haven't been on the lake in months. I gave myself 2, one to go try this and one to go try something else. If I don't figure them out on both those, I'm gonna do a third thing during the tournament. Do something totally different because I know those 2 things aren't working. And when I say those things, it's not like one specific pattern or technique. It's just, I know that maybe it's not going on there and I'll try something. I mean, when we say like opposite ends of the spectrum, opposite ends. Like if I'm throwing a topwater, you know, all day tomorrow and I don't catch them, I'll go fish 25 foot all day in the tournament. It's just what I'll do. If I catch them, I catch them. And if not, my co-angler is not going to be happy. But at least I gave it a shot. I will say that. At least I'll give it a shot. Anyways, hope you like this video. Maybe it helped. Maybe it just gives you a little bit of relatability, right? Just going, yeah, man, that happens to me a lot. Well, dude, it happens to me too. Happens to me as not as much as it used to, but it floored me yesterday. I was not expecting that. I got to be honest. I was expecting to catch them. Anyways, let's go get some of these things lined up. We're ready for tomorrow. Go get at it. See y'all guys.